Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events from around the world. I'm your host, Walter, and we're glad you're joining us today. We're starting off with a story that's been unfolding in Eastern Europe, where Ukraine continues to fight for its independence and democracy in the face of ongoing conflict with Russia. The situation on the ground is complex, with multiple factors at play, and it's essential to approach this topic with nuance and understanding. Recently, Ukraine has been facing challenges not only from external forces, but also from within. The government has been criticized for its handling of Western-backed institutions, including anti-corruption agencies, which have been encouraged by the United States and the European Union. Some lawmakers in Ukraine have expressed skepticism about foreign influence, arguing that the country has ceded too much control over its internal affairs to external powers. However, it's worth noting that a significant majority of Ukrainians, up to 90%, support joining the European Union, seeing it as an opportunity to align with a set of shared norms and values. This sentiment was echoed by protesters who took to the streets of Kyiv earlier this summer, demonstrating their commitment to democratic principles and transparency. The international community has been watching these developments closely, with some expressing concerns about Ukraine's ability to maintain its democratic foundations amidst the ongoing conflict. The United States, in particular, has been a key player in supporting Ukraine, but the current administration's priorities have shifted, and it remains to be seen how this will impact the country's future. As we explore this story further, it's essential to recognize that Ukraine's struggle is not just about its own survival as a nation-state, but also about the broader implications for democracy and global stability. The country's resilience in the face of adversity has been remarkable, and it's crucial to understand the complexities of this situation without taking sides or promoting bias. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that Ukraine's path forward will be shaped by a delicate balance of internal politics, external influences, and the country's own determination to forge its future. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. I'm your host, Walter. We're diving into a fascinating discussion about the intersection of economics and politics in the United States. Today, we're exploring the concept of central banking and its relationship with democracy. Our story begins with a thought-provoking conversation between Cameron Abadi, a deputy editor at Foreign Policy, and Adam Tooze, a history professor and columnist. They're discussing the role of central banks in the U.S. economy and how they've become increasingly disconnected from democratic oversight. Adam Tooze argues that the democratization of central banking is long overdue, citing the need for more transparency and accountability in the decision-making process. He suggests that this could be achieved through periodic reviews and an expansion of the range of topics up for discussion, including the priorities of central banking and its mandates. On the other hand, some experts believe that independent central banking is essential for maintaining economic stability and preventing political interference. They argue that politicizing central banking could lead to short-term thinking and potentially disastrous economic consequences. As we delve deeper into this topic, it's clear that there are valid arguments on both sides. While democratizing central banking could lead to more inclusive decision-making, it also risks undermining the independence of these institutions. To better understand this complex issue, let's take a closer look at the current state of central banking in the U.S. The Federal Reserve, for example, has a dual mandate to promote maximum employment and price stability. However, some critics argue that this mandate is too narrow and fails to account for other important economic indicators, such as income inequality and environmental sustainability. As we consider the future of central banking, it's essential to strike a balance between democratic oversight and independence. This might involve creating new forums for discussion and debate, where experts and policymakers can come together to explore the complexities of monetary policy and its impact on the broader economy. Ultimately, the goal should be to create a more nuanced and inclusive approach to central banking, one that takes into account the diverse needs and perspectives of the American people. By fostering a deeper understanding of these issues, we can work towards creating a more just and equitable economic system for all. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We've got a fascinating story to wrap up the show today, straight from the world of international politics. As we've been following, French President Emmanuel Macron has found himself in the midst of a significant political crisis, primarily due to budget policies that have sparked widespread debate and discontent. To give you a brief rundown, Macron's government, led by Prime Minister François Bayrou, has proposed substantial savings of about 44 billion. However, this move has been met with resistance, particularly from the hard left, who are calling for Macron's resignation. The situation is further complicated by an upcoming confidence vote on September 8, which could potentially topple Bayrou and lead to a series of possible outcomes, including the appointment of a new prime minister or even early elections. Now, it's essential to understand that Macron has reaffirmed his commitment to serving out his term, emphasizing his dedication to the mandate given to him by the French people. This stance is significant, as it indicates a resolve to navigate through these challenging times without giving in to pressures for his resignation. The political landscape in France is indeed complex, with various factions having different visions for the country's future. The proposed budget cuts and the reaction they've elicited highlight the deep-seated issues within French politics, including financial instability fears and disagreements over how best to manage public finances. As we consider these developments, it's crucial to recognize that political crises, such as the one France is facing, are not uncommon in democratic societies. They often reflect underlying societal tensions and disagreements about policy directions. The way forward for France will depend on how its political leaders choose to address these challenges, either through finding common ground and compromise or by pursuing more divisive paths. In conclusion, the situation in France serves as a reminder of the dynamic nature of politics and the importance of leadership during times of crisis. As we watch these events unfold, it's a good opportunity to reflect on the principles of democracy and the role of political leadership in shaping the future of nations. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.